Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you are liking my classes. Today we have come with another topic of business studies connecting with HSEC first year. Okay, the term is business finance, classification of business finance. Okay, stay tuned. If you are new viewers, then first subscribe my channel, press the bell icon and enjoy my classes. We are going to part B, business finance. Okay, for HSEC student, before introducing to the commerce stream, you have to understand finance. Okay, finance. The term finance means what? What is finance? Finance means fund. Okay, to operate any kind of business activity, we need fund. Okay, now that is means why we need fund, what are the operating activities we need to know. Means to start up a business you need fund, to purchase a machine you need fund, yes, to purchase a property you need fund, okay, to pay wages, to payment to the suppliers, yes, maintenance of the office, for many activities you need fund. Okay, and that's requirement of fund in the business is known as business finance. Okay, the simple line of business finance is the fund or money required by the business in operating different business activity. Example you can write: purchase of land, purchase of building, yes, wages to the employees and worker, payment to the supplier, etc. That is the meaning of business finance. Now the question is, there may be different forms of business finance or fund. Fund may be in different form in the market. Okay, you need to identify that fund is categorized in which sector. Suppose loan is categorized in which sector, fund from your partner is categorized in which sector, fund from any other, what we can say, short-term borrowing is categorized in which sector, which are short-term fund, which are long-term fund. Yes, for the segregation of different fund or money, we need to understand classification of business finance. Yes, now today we will come with this topic, classification of business finance. Business finance is classified into three categories. Remember the line, business finance is categorized into three categories on basis of period or time. Number two, on basis of ownership, and number three, on basis of generation. Okay, now three, on basis of time, on basis of ownership, on basis of generation. Okay, under the first classification, on basis of period or time, business fund is segregated into three categories. Number one, long term finance. Number two, mid term finance, and number three, short term finance. Okay, now long term finance means what? Fund required by the business for what? For investing in fixed assets. Now for this reason you have to also bring what? Fund from different sources that is exceeding 5 or more years. Okay, there's those funds you need to collect which will be utilized for what? Means you have to return that fund, suppose for 5 or more years. What is the meaning of long term finance? Means fund collected by the business which have to be paid after 5 or exceeding 5 years is known as long term finance. Mid term finance means what? Fund that will be used by the business for more than 1 year but less than 5 years. Okay, that fund that you will utilize within the period of more than 1 year but less than 5 years is known as what? Mid mid-term finance. And third one is what? Short-term finance means fund you will utilize for what? Less than 1 year. That is the meaning of what? Short-term finance. Okay, if what is long-term finance? Fund exceeding 5 years is known as long-term finance. Share debentures, those are what? Long-term finance. Yes, bank long-term loan from bank, these are what? Long-term finance. Mid-term finance means fund in between 1 and 5 year is known as what? Mid-term finance. Example like a mid-term loan or loan from commercial bank. Okay, and those things, public deposit comes under mid-term finance. Short-term finance means fund less than 1 year, fund used for less than 1 year is known as what? Short-term finance, like commercial paper, treasury bill. Okay, those things come under what? Short-term finance. Hope you have understand. Okay, next is classification on basis of ownership. On basis of ownership classified into two category. Number one, owner's fund, and number two is what? Borrowed fund. Yes, owner's fund means fund collected from the owner of the business. Yes, example equity shareholders, retained earning, etc. Borrowed fund means what? Fund collected from debt or fund which is collected at interest. Okay, for collecting that fund you have to pay a interest, that is known as what? Borrowed fund. Example, debenture, bank loan, okay, loan from any other financial institution, all this comes under what? Borrowed fund. Owner's fund is known as equity fund, borrowed fund is known as what? Debt fund. Means owner means they himself collect the money, okay, use of surplus or so what we can say, shareholders fund is known as what? Owner's fund. Okay, borrowed fund means taking loan from different bank or financial institution is known as what? Borrowed fund. Okay, next we will come to classification on basis of generation. Here also two categories there, internal source and number two is what? External source. Okay, internal source means here the business within themselves or within the business they generate the fund, they collect the fund within the business, they will not go to the outside the market. Within their business member or within their capacity they will collect that source, that is known as what? Internal source. Okay, retained earning. Retained earning means you have surplus that you have invested, you have some saving, you have made their investment. Okay, savings से कुछ building खरीद लिया, machines खरीद लिया. Okay, that is known as what? Internal source of recruitment, means fund generated within the business. Last one is what? External source. External source, here the business what they will go for collecting money, they will go outside the business. Yes, outside the business means by issuing debenture, okay, by collecting public deposit, by taking loan from SBI or any other commercial bank. Those things comes under what? External source of fund. Means within, external means going outside, internal means within. This is all about the classification of business finance. Let's summary it up. Classified into three categories: on basis of time, on basis of ownership, on basis of generation. On basis of time, three: long-term finance, mid-term finance, short-term finance. On basis of ownership, owner's fund and borrowed fund. On basis of generation, internal source and external source. Okay, this is all about classification of business finance. Hope you will understand. If any query or doubt, you can comment in my comment box. Stay tuned. Thank you.